Hello everyone, welcome back to Stock Market Meridian. Today is 6th July 2026 and you're watching today's pre-market report. Let's begin our video with global markets. Starting with the US markets, since the US markets remained closed on Friday, we are once again looking at last day's closing data. S&P 500 index ended almost flat in neutral zone. Dow Jones gained around 1.1%, showing strong buying interest, while the Nasdaq declined nearly 1.6%. Mainly due to weakness in technology stocks. Coming to the European markets, all the major indices closed with strong positive momentum. Now let's look at the Asian markets. Japan indices are closed in slightly positive side. Today opened at same level. China is also witnessing mild positive sentiment. South Korea markets closed in strongly positive in the previous session and has opened today with a slight gap up. We will discuss about GIFT Nifty towards the end of this video. Now let's move to the commodities market. US WTI crude oil is trading nearly at around $68 to $70 per barrel, while Brent crude oil is trading nearly $70 and $72 per barrel. In the Indian commodities market, crude oil futures closed at around 0.4% higher, while natural gas futures gained nearly 1.4%. Coming to precious metals, Indian gold futures closed with gains of around 1.1%. While international gold prices are trading nearly 1.6% higher. Indian silver futures also gained around 1.7%, whereas international silver prices are trading around 3.5% higher. Now let's check ADR's data. Since the US markets remained closed on Friday, we are considering Thursday's ADR's performance. On the negative side, Reliance ADR was the only major stock that closed in red. On the positive side, Infosys, Dr. Reddy's Labs, ICICI Bank, Wipro and HDFC Bank ADRs ended with strong positive gains. Now let's move to the FIIs and DIIs data. On Friday, FIIs were net buyers worth 1355 crore rupees, while DIIs were net seller worth 1953 crore rupees. This suggests that FIIs are gradually becoming more confident about the Indian markets, whereas DIIs appear to be booking partial profits after the recent rally. Looking at the deeper positioning data, FIIs remain strongly bearish on index options, moderately bullish on stocks and stock futures, neutral on index futures. DIIs are strongly bearish on stock futures, moderately bearish on stocks, and neutral in the remaining segments. Meanwhile, retail investors continue to stay optimistic. They are strongly bullish on stock futures, moderately bullish on index options, and neutral on index futures. Now let's check economic calendar. On Friday, India's service PMI data came with better than expectation with a positive sign for the economy, and the India's foreign exchange reserves data declined slightly compared to previous week. Today, the markets will closely watch the release of US service PMI and US manufacturing PMI data. Tomorrow, there are no major economic events scheduled. Before moving further, a quick reminder. I upload pre-market videos every morning before market opens and post-market videos every evening after market close. So if you don't want to miss any important market updates, make sure you stay connected with Stock Market Meridian and subscribe to our channel. Now let's move to the geopolitical updates. Tensions in the Middle East remain extremely sensitive. Following the deadly US-Israel airstrikes on the compound of Iran's late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, millions of people have gathered in Tehran to participate in the funeral prayers. The atmosphere remains highly emotional and tense, with mourners carrying red flags, traditionally considered as symbol of revenge, while slogans against United States and Israel continue across the city. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump stated that neither side is expected to carry out military action during the funeral proceedings. He also confirmed that diplomatic talks with Iran are expected to resume immediately after the ceremonies conclude. But on another front, Israel military has warned Hezbollah that any violation of the current ceasefire agreement will trigger an immediate military action. Means literally Israel is making these things more complicated. And also in another interesting development is the head of Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visit to the White House. Donald Trump remarked that Netanyahu knows who is the boss and also highlighting growing differences between the two alliances regarding negotiations with Iran. The good news for global markets as for now that shipping through the Strait of Hormuz continues normally, and there are currently no disruption in oil transportation. Now let's move to the company's specific updates. The biggest update comes from the Adani Group. The US Department of Justice has informed a federal court that the criminal case against Gautam Adani was fundamentally weak from the beginning and should never have been filed. According to the Department of Justice, the majority of the alleged activities took place in India, leaving very limited US jurisdiction. Officials also stated that the case has very little chances of legal success and do not affect US national security and American companies. The department further clarified that the United States do not act as a walled police in matter between handling by other nations. Accordingly, the government has formally requested that the court to dismiss all charges permanently. Means this is a biggest positive sign for Adani Group's companies, especially for Adani Enterprises. Next update is from PB Fintech. The company has inaugurated its second PB Health Hospital in Gurugram. This is another important step in its healthcare expansion strategy. PB Fintech aims to establish a massive 1,200-bed hospital network across the Delhi NCR region. The object is to integrate hospital with insurance ecosystem, making healthcare delivery and insurance claim processing much smoother for Policybazaar customers. Next update is from Shakti Pumps. The company has received a letter of empanelment from the Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company Limited. Under this project, Shakti Pumps will supply 10,000 off-grid solar water pumping systems across Maharashtra under the scheme. The order value stands at approximately 353 crore rupees, and the entire project is scheduled to complete within 60 days. Next update is from HUDCO. Company has signed a MoU with Government of Bihar. Under this agreement, HUDCO will provide financial assistance of up to 1 lakh crore rupees over the next 5 years. The fund will be utilized for major urban infrastructure project and land acquisition Bihar. But the another interesting thing is, as of now, the company's market capitalization is at around 43,000 crore rupees. Means company is going to provide financial assistance of more than 2 times of its market capitalization. Means this is a very positive sign for future business expansion. Now let's look at Vedanta's operational updates. Starting with the iron and steel business, iron ore production increased by 4% year on year. Saleable steel production also grew by 4% year on year and 2% quarter on quarter. The Goa pig iron plant achieved its highest ever production of 238 kilotons, registering an impressive 12% annually growth. Now the oil and gas business update from Vedanta is Vedanta's total operated production declined by 17% year on year. Production from the Rajasthan block to date 63.1%. However, the Pambe block delivery at strong 21% quarter on quarter growth. The company also stated that it is aggressively focusing on enhanced oil recovery techniques and exploration activities to improve production in coming quarters. Now let's move to banking business updates. Starting with IndusInd Bank, total deposits increased by 4.5% year on year, reaching nearly 4.15 lakh crore rupees. Loans and advances also rise 3.3% quarter on quarter. Retail and small businesses deposits reached to 1.94 lakh crore rupees, with CASA ratio stood at 29.5%. Next is Bandhan Bank. Loans and advances grow 16.4% year on year, nearly 1.56 lakh crore rupees. Retail deposits increased 15.6%. CASA ratio improved to 29.4%, while the liquidity coverage ratio remained very healthy at 146.7%, comfortably above regulatory requirements. Next comes from HDFC Bank. Gross advances crossed a major milestone, rising 15.4% year on year, nearly reaching at 30.61 lakh crore rupees. Deposits also increased 14.7%. Advances under management reached 31.27 lakh crore rupees, while CASA deposit stood at 10.26 lakh crore rupees. And last, terms deposit continued to remain strong, growing nearly 17.4% year on year. Next in AU Small Finance Bank. Gross advances surged 25.8% year on year, reaching nearly 1.4 lakh crore rupees. Total deposits increased 23.5% and CASA deposit rose 21.9%. Also, CASA ratio remained healthy at 28.8%. Next is IDFC First Bank. The bank's total business increased 16% year on year, reaching nearly 5.84 lakh crore rupees. Net advances jumped 22% and while deposits grow 10%. CASA deposit also increased 7%, reflecting stable low-cost funding. Finally, let's look at RBL Bank data. Gross advances climbed 21% year on year, reaching nearly 1.17 lakh crore rupees. Total deposits rise 11%. The bank also mentioned that it's deliberately chose not to renew certain corporate and wholesale deposits during the quarter in the order to improve its funding cost and overall profitability. Let's look at Gift Nifty data. Previous day Gift Nifty closed at 24,350 level with slight gains, and today opened at same level, moving forward positive bias. So these are all the major updates you need to know before market opens today. If you found this report helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Stock Market Meridian and press the bell icon so you never miss our daily pre-market and post-market reports. Thanks for watching. Signing off. Bye bye. Jai Hind.